I'm back with 5 different things I tried with my kids this week, plus my honest take on whether they were actually worth it. I'm Ellen, once a teacher, now home with 2 little ones, just journaling bits of our week and sharing them in case they're helpful or spark an idea for your week too. This time we made a frozen treat that I'm pretty sure everyone makes during the summer. I have a sneaky little hack as to how to deal with all the food waste that your toddlers inevitably create. And I also have a couple of YouTube recommendations. Let's get to it. All right, so the first thing we did this week, we made some popsicles in our little baby popsicle mold. I have a couple of different ones. This one is a really tiny one, makes cute little popsicles. I did it with my toddler. She got up on the kitchen helper stool, and I have a sneaky little hack that I use to feed to her all of her food waste, not all, but most of her food waste throughout the week, which involves little bits of fruit here and there, little bits of berries here and there, the odd vegetable here and there, and I stuff it all in the freezer in one big bag, and that becomes her popsicles. So then once we have enough, we blend it all up in the blender with some milk, yogurt, whatever. So this week we had some blackberries. I also snuck in a bit of cocoa powder in there because she wanted some chocolate flavor, and without adding sugar, really. Just adding some cocoa powder really does the trick. So then I added some yogurt. So then we popped those into the freezer and then waited for them to freeze. And then we just had the popsicles out on the back steps, which I am trying to create as a core memory for them to remember forever. Sharing popsicles on the back steps. We get like one really nice ray of sunshine right there. Anyways, I love this one because it was such a good hack for all the extra fruit that my 3-year-old refuses to eat, or just eats, they eat half an apple. They eat like 4 berries and leave the 5th one or whatever, right? Or like blackberries. Blackberries are like $1 a berry where I live. And then ages anywhere from 18 months and up, whenever your toddler, some toddlers are fine doing this at 12 months, super easy recipe for them, and they feel a little bit of ownership over what goes in. The cost free because I use what I have, what they haven't eaten, set up and clean up. Lazy mom, you're making them food anyways, and in the long run, it really kills some time when you go and give them a popsicle while you're sitting outside enjoying your cup of tea. Time spent to get the popsicles done, probably 10 minutes. And then overall, I would give this one an easy A because it is just a classic and everyone loves a good popsicle on a summer day. Okay, the next thing we did this week was a science experiment where my 3-year-old, she gets these magazines called Chirp. You've probably heard of them. If you haven't, they have them a lot of the time at the library, and they're great. I'll do probably an episode on these as well because they're one of my favorite things that we get every month. Anyways, they always have science experiments and crafts in them. This month was the ocean theme. You might even have this. I don't know. Let me know how it went for you. But we did the science experiment where you have a glass, 2 glasses, one with water, and then one with water, and you add a bunch of salt to it. And then you have some beads or fruit or whatever it is you want to find, and you put the same bead in each glass, or you put the same type of fruit in each glass and see if it floats. We did have some struggles with this one. We were putting all of our beads in there and nothing was floating. So my 3-year-old totally called me out, thought I was a liar. But anyways, we persevered. We used some cherries in the end and we finally got it to work. We added all the salt we had and we got stuff to float. Surprisingly, this one my preschooler really wanted to keep doing all day long because she wanted to put all different kinds of things in. I didn't have a lot of time this day, but I will probably do it again another day, maybe with some bowls, just because she had so much fun with it. I was surprised because it really seemed like a 5-minute thing for at least my type of kid. So for ages for this one, I would say 3 and up for this one, just for them to understand what they're doing. But play-wise, I mean, a 2-year-old would totally have fun. Then for cost, I would say free, and setup and cleanup, definitely lazy mom. So freaking easy. Time spent, you could spend 5 minutes doing this. You could spend an hour playing with this, depending on your trust level with your toddler or whatever. Like, she just kept bringing it up all day long. So definitely a time killer. And then overall, I would give this one, originally I was going to give it like a C because the salt just was not working. Nothing was floating. But then by the end of the day, the amount of times my toddler asked me about it, I feel like I got to give it a B just because for me, it wasn't the most exciting activity, but for her, she was obsessed. So a solid B. Okay, so the third thing we did, this was actually from a little while ago because this was for Father's Day. We made a card for my husband and it was really cute. So I saw on Pinterest there was like these peekaboo cards, I guess you could call them, or like lift the flap card, kind of like a storybook. So you take 2 pieces of paper, 2 pieces of cardstock, whatever. The one piece that's going to be on top, you cut out a door or something on there, but don't like chop it off. Just let it open and then fold it open. Then you're going to glue it or tape it or whatever you want to do on top of the other piece of paper. And you're going to draw a little something inside the door, color on the door, whatever you want to do, and then draw on the outside. So really for this one, you need 2 pieces of solid paper, some glue or some tape, and whatever you want to decorate. So crayons or felt markers, whatever. So she had a blast. She's obsessed with everything spooky right now. So it ended up being a spooky Father's Day instead of a happy Father's Day as per her request. And she drew inside a zombie drinking coffee. And she said that that is Daddy's 2 favorite things, which I wasn't sure if she was drawing her dad since that's kind of what he resembles in the morning, or if she was just putting together his 2 favorite things, zombies and coffee. So either way, he was thrilled to get this one. My daughter was thrilled to make it, and she goes and plays with it like every day still. I definitely plan on making many more cards like this. The ages for it, I would say 3 and up, because it is a little bit tricky just coloring inside the door and then outside the door and kind of getting the concept of what you're doing. For cost, free, and setup and cleanup, lazy mom. This one took hardly any effort on my part. And then time spent, she spent about half an hour making this card, and then every day since she's wanted to play with it. Overall, I would give this one an A. I had a blast, and I think I might even make some of my own in one of the coming nights here where I just have some time to myself to craft. So now on to our 2 recommendations. The first one was garbage truck video. I saw this one on TikTok where this mom puts on, it's a video on YouTube just called Garbage Trucks. There's a few different ones, but the one where there's like heavy metal playing at the beginning, that's the one. So it's really basic, low stimulation, no big cuts, none of that, no big noises. It's just garbage trucks going and picking up the garbage. It's literally like if you're outside your house just watching them go down your street. And it kept my kid busy for, I think, the full 20 minutes of the video. It was great. They loved it. And I wouldn't use this one all the time because it might, slowly they might lose the magic of the garbage truck if they watch it all day, every day. Maybe not. But anyways, I use this one very sparingly, but I thought it was a lot of fun and kind of a neat idea. The next recommendation was I think it's called the Bluey Melbourne Orchestra. They play, I think it's 4 of the main Bluey songs, and they kind of have some fun animations throughout. It's really nice to listen to. It's not grating at all, and I think it's about 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes long. So it kills like just that little bit of time if you're just needing to have chicken juice on your hands for a minute while you're cooking dinner and you just can't deal with picking anyone up, then you can put that one on. Thank you for making it this far into this video. Then congrats, your kids let you watch it for this long. Hopefully you found some good little time killer ideas and enjoy them as much as I do. See you next time.